Man, that SmackDown ending did not go as planned. I swear to God, every single person botched. AJ Lee botched. The cameraman botched. The producers botched. The people in the ring botched. Everybody missed their cue. Look, they're getting attacked here, and AJ Lee, she comes out all dandy and happy, right? Like she doesn't see what's going on in the ring. Then she notices, she starts walking down all afraid. Why are you afraid, right? Aren't you supposed to be like the mega face that's supposed to save everybody, right? She comes down in slow motion and Becky Lynch just blasts her, all right? It just ends in a brawl, all right? Super messy, just looks like an episode of Jersey Shore, all right? Anyways, boom. The episode opened up with Paul Heyman here basically hyping up Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Nothing really important. The classic glaze from Paul Heyman, of course, right? Look, I'm just sick of Paul Heyman being the caretaker of these jobbers, all right? It's just jobber daycare every single time he comes out with these stooges, all right? Why don't we let them speak? If they are so great, why don't we let them speak? Instead of just relying on Paul Heyman to wipe their ass, all right? Anyways, boom, Logan Paul, he cuts a promo and gets a great crowd reaction, all right? Then Jey Uso, he comes out. Of course, he gets a crowd reaction from the kids because why? They're probably like, fucking 10 years old, all right? Anyways, boom. The Usos, they come out and essentially, talk about war games, blah, blah, blah. Paul Heyman says, right now we have 4 and you have 2. You guys are outnumbered. Cody Rhodes' music hits, all right? And they wait there for an awkward, minute. Then we see Cody Rhodes' truck and we're like, oh, wow, who's in there? Drew McIntyre, he takes out Cody Rhodes. As you can see, Cody Rhodes just lying down. Oh my God, that position, terrible for his back. Then the Usos, they come to rescue Cody Rhodes. Apparently they have some doctor degree or some shit. I don't know why. This guy acted like the Usos can help. Oh, Usos, Jay, he's over here. You think Jay can help Cody? Hell no, he's a drunk. Anyways, it was Ilya Dragunov in the middle of the ring looking at his next opponent. And who is that? JD McDonagh. Oh my God, who cares about JD McDonagh? I do think JD McDonagh in the ring, did good in this match. I do think this match was very good. I'll admit it, all right? Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonagh, they exchanged some hard blows, some blood cell popping blows, all right? Boom. JD McDonagh throws him into the ropes here. I don't know what that was. I don't know what type of move that was. I don't know if it was intentional. But anyways, it worked. Okay, cool. Next, JD McDonagh, he picked up momentum here and basically had Ilya Dragunov where he wanted him, elbowing him in the chest. Just aggressive, strong style blows exchanged within this match. Ilya Dragunov just suplexing JD McDonagh like a sack of potatoes very easily, right? And then he yells here, puts his tongue out, right? He's having fun. I'm pretty sure he said that within the match as well, all right? He yells a little more. You can see that his nose is bleeding, and he likes that. He's into that type of stuff, all right? He goes for the Constantine clothesline here. Boom. He tries to swing around. Nope. JD McDonagh hits a rising sun, or whatever it's called, right? Rising sun. JD McDonagh tries to pin him. 1, 2. Nope, Ilya Dragunov, he kicks out. Then they had this spot right here, this suplex spot. Very interesting. They both go over the ropes, okay? And honestly, these types of matches need to happen a little more often with even like the main eventers, okay? Not just like these indie flipping, hard-hitting jobbers, all right? I'm sick of seeing wrestlers that are 5'4" put on bangers, all right? I'm sick of seeing that. Let me see, somebody like Omos or like Obafemi put on a banger like this, all right? Anyways, he ends him here, power bombs him, H-bomb, 1, 2, 3, he retains. Of course he retains, all right? Next, it was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte with this weird segment here. Honestly, this is straight up out of something that I've seen online, all right? I'm not going to say where, but, boom. They opened the door, had this little tension here, Charlotte and Rhea, right? Blah, 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 right? Then it was fucking Nick Aldis and Kathy Kelly, right? Looking for intern John. Boom. Look at this, man. Nick Aldis mogged the whole group. Look how tall he is. Just standing over skyscrapering the Vision, all right? The Vision. Oh, my God. Look at Bronson Reed. Looks like a spiky potato, all right? Anyways, boom. Him pops up. Carmelo Hayes, he comes out and he gets a warm pop. You know, I was very surprised. Carmelo Hayes, it seems like people are starting to like Carmelo Hayes, all right? And honestly, I'm all for it. Thank God. Then we had this weird, again, this Triple H type of segment, dude. Look, they almost kiss again, dude. I don't know what it is with these guys, right? I don't know what they're trying to build up, but it's not working, okay? It doesn't work. Ilya Dragunov and Tama Tonga, they need to get a room. Then Triple H's twin, right? Ciampa, right? He comes out and he tries to challenge. He's like, oh, I'm going to take that belt from you. Who cares? No one believes him, all right? Next, it was Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes, and honestly, this was a great match as well. First off, Carmelo Hayes, he comes out the gate, just yamming into Bronson Reed's big face. Boom, boom, boom. Elbows and forearms, very aggressive. Then Bronson Reed, of course, he power scales him into the corner. But Carmelo Hayes, he dodges, all right, the big splash from his big belly and starts yamming into his big belly and his big neck, right? And he's like, oh, shoot, you know, it's bouncing at me, all right? Then, boom, Bronson Reed, he ends him with a clothesline, essentially, right? Just derailing his momentum. Then he smacks him across the chest. Carmelo Hayes, he tries to fight back, though. The dog is in Carmelo Hayes. He gets sat down right away again by Big Bronson, Big Belly Reed, all right? Big Beer Belly Reed. Then Bronson Reed, of course, he just keeps, mauling him, essentially. Then he puts his finger up for what? I don't know why. He's trying to dictate where the wind is going so then he can know where he's going for dinner. Then, yeah, all right, boom. Carmelo Hayes, he fucking hits this DDT, and honestly, he just put on a springboard clinic, dude. When this guy does a springboard, it's like the most satisfying bounce, dude. All right, I don't know how he does it, but it looks beautiful. Okay, anyways, the Vision, they come out alongside Logan Paul. They try to help, right? They pull fucking Carmelo Hayes' leg out from under him here. Carmelo Hayes, I don't know how he rolled this guy up. I'm pretty surprised he didn't roll away. Anyways, boom, Carmelo Hayes again doing this springboard. Just look how beautiful that springboard looks, dude. Okay, I need a springboard compilation from Carmelo Hayes, dude, all right? Anyways, he keeps going and does, again, another springboard. I'm pretty sure Bronson Reed here was supposed to basically touch the mat with his head, but of course his belly got caught. Then Carmelo Hayes, again, he just fucking goes over the ropes, hits this great DDT, amazing shit from him. The apron DDT is very satisfying to watch, especially on this big belly Bronson Reed. Then he hits this frog splash here, got some great height there, boom. Okay, splashes on his big belly. He tries to go for the pin. 1, 2. Bronson Reed, he kicks out, of course, because he has that bounce in his tummy. Then Big Bronson Reed, he goes for a Mark Henry World's Strongest Slam. Right? They mentioned this on commentary. Boom, he sits him down. He tries to pin him. 1, 2, doesn't work. Then he goes for the fucking splash. He tries to end it right here. No, Carmelo Hayes, he slides out of the way. Thank the Lord. And this is where the match started to get interesting. I'm like, oh shit, this match is actually going somewhere. Yeah, all right, it's going to be an interesting watch. Carmelo Hayes, he takes out the Vision, man. All right, this is such a great visual to see. Carmelo Hayes, he picks Bronson Reed up and he just tosses him into the ring. Man, this is honestly just very refreshing in terms of like the visual of seeing Carmelo Hayes, a new star, taking out, these supposed stars like Bronson Reed. Man, great to see. Then Carmelo Hayes, he hits his flying DDT. Amazing shit. Then he tries to pin him again. 1, 2. Bronson Reed kicks out. All right, his tummy deflects. His tummy said no. Right? Then Carmelo Hayes, he rolls out of the ring, and Bronson Reed gets giddy. He gets excited. He's like, oh, shit. That means I have to go spear him. Right? As he goes to spear him, what happens? Jey Uso, he gets in the way and super kicks Braun Breaker, okay, saving Carmelo Hayes. Then, as we can see here, we see a blonde in the back, right? And Carmelo Hayes basically gets saved again by Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, he tosses Bronson Reed into the post and stuns him. Boom. And then what he does, he pulls his hair back, and then he gives him the crossroads. Okay, this is very shocking for me, at least. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on, man? These are a lot of twists and turns are happening at once. Thank the Lord. Bronson Reed loses via countout because his belly slows him down. Boom. Okay, Carmelo Hayes with the biggest victory in his career. All right, you can see that he's hyped. And honestly, he deserved that win. Thank God. I thought it was going to be a squash match, but it wasn't. Thank the Lord. Then it was Cody Rhodes. He cuts a great promo. Honestly, I was very impressed by this promo. He was very aggressive, very aggro. He talks about war games. He talks about him getting attacked by Drew McIntyre, essentially calling out Drew McIntyre to come to the ring. He's looking for a fight. He's ready for war games. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? All right. Paul Heyman, he's definitely, he's into that type of shit. All right. He smiles. Then we had these three looking for Intern John for later night activities. Then, boom, we had Chelsea Green and this redhead looking for Intern John even more. Then we had Jade Cargill looking for Intern John again. They're all looking for Intern John. I don't know why. Then we had these space jobbers. All right, Fraxium, what is this background here? Then we had Bronson Reed playing football. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how they got that footage. Anyways, it was Sami Zayn hyping up this group of jobbers. Oh my god, this is honestly one of the most funniest promos I've ever seen, for the fact that it was like Sami Zayn giving a pep talk for 10 minutes, all right, to these jobbers. All right, saying that this is an intercontinental coalition. This is an international coalition, a group of talented people from all around the world, and we're all going to come for you, MFTs. Get out of here, bro. I'm sick and tired of whoa. Okay, thank God we didn't have to fucking hear his entrance, but, this is honestly worse, all right? And I didn't know it could get worse, but it got fucking worse, all right? Sami Zayn, he cut one of the worst promos I've ever heard, trying his very best to basically hype up these jobbers and to make them feel important, all right? I'm talking vein popping type of promo, all right? He's giving it his all, right? Just cherry red, and two of these guys can't even speak, all right? Ray Phoenix and Shinsuke, they try their best to cut a promo. They attempt to cut a promo, but it just sounds like fucking some Spanish and Japanese movie. Shintua! And, hey! Honestly, I'm sick and tired of them. Anyways, it was this guy, Jobber Ciampa. He comes out, and essentially they do this match here. I did not watch this. I'm not a fan of either of these guys. They're granted TV time for the fact that Triple H likes them and nothing else, okay? It has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with the crowd reaction. It's just because Triple H likes them. Next, it was Charlotte and Rhea Ripley here cutting this promo, basically bridging the gap narratively within that segment that we've seen before earlier in the night. Yeah, okay, apparently, they had beef in NXT, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to patch it up for War Games. Who cares, all right? Honestly, I was just fatigued at this moment. Fucking Penta, he comes out looking like a jobber. Why is he wearing this, Levi's jacket? It does not look cool, all right? Anyways, Finn Balor goes right at him, but who cares, all right? Penta wins. Honestly, I'm not too big of a fan of Penta or Finn Balor at the moment. All right, this is the bracket right here. Hopefully, Austin Theory or Obafemi enter the tournament, okay? Next, Solo Sikoa cuts his trash-ass promo. Then it was the worst segment of all right? This right here honestly just ruined the whole show. The show wasn't even that bad, to be honest. They had a lot of great matches. Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonagh. Bronson Reed's match was even good, but this right here just put me off. AJ Lee coming out oblivious as hell, all right? Just look at her, dude. She's walking to the ring like she doesn't know what to do in this moment. So Becky Lynch basically saves her ass. All right? Honestly, this is the worst ending of all time. I'm sick and tired of seeing these women wrestlers ruin SmackDown, ruin Raw. It's like almost this checklist they're trying to check off. All right, Triple H knows for a fact backstage it's like, oh yeah, the morale is everybody gets to have some TV time, blah blah blah, everyone has to have fun, everyone has to be included, and that's what he does. All right, he gets the fucking women out here and they ruin the show essentially. All right, not for the fact that they're fucking bad wrestlers, the booking is bad. All right, Triple H is booking these women wrestlers terribly, all right, with no story, no nothing. It's just lazy pops. Right, AJ Lee, she came out for a lazy pop, and it backfired. Right, she looked off into the crowd, and she's like, "Oh wow, flowers! Wow, spiders in comics and flowers." Meanwhile, her War Games fucking members are getting their ass beat. All right, it's almost like she completely forgot they were live on Netflix, man. All right, she comes out here and just looks off into the crowd, oblivious, dude. And honestly, again, that's just another gaping hole of fucking jobbersy, dude. All right, look, AJ Lee, oh wow, hi, and then she just walks down like very awkwardly, dude. Honestly, Becky Lynch saved her ass here. I'm pretty sure she wasn't even supposed to come out that early. But honestly, what can you expect? AJ Lee, she's rusty, okay? That's what it is, all right? She doesn't know, the cues, how to work the camera. She doesn't know how to work the audience, really. She's just here for the cheap pops. That's all it is, all right? They fucking saved this till the main event for no reason, all right? Honestly, it's just, pointless cheap pop shit, all right? Anyways, you guys already know what this is, all right? The High Rise, even Work Wife still in. Yeah, all right? I give this a 1 out of 10, all right? Intern John, ow!